And we are live. I'm your host, Jim Andre, my co-host, Riley Powers. And we're supposed to have a special guest today, Robert LaVenture, which he hasn't arrived yet.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
I've lost. I can't see you. Can you see me?
We can see you, yep.
Oh, you can. I can't see you. Crikey, what do I do about that?
Lisa Ayo is here.
I'm leave and come back in. I'll be 60 seconds.
I'm here by myself. No co-host. No guest. Bradley should be back momentarily. I guess our guest is having a hard time navigating his way to the studio here. Hello, Facebook user. No telling who you are. That's how it comes through here as Facebook user. So how have you been, Lisa? Hi, Vic. How you doing? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. I hope you're okay. Hope you feel well soon. I see Bradley's trying to get back in.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Facebook user says hola. I'm assuming that's Chris Joan Marie. I could be wrong. Lisa Ayo saying we have cold weather one day and hot the next. Yeah, they can do it. Kate Hudson is Kate Houston is with us. Hi, Kate. Facebook user says I'm doing good. How are you, Jim? I'm doing fine, thank you. Lisa, the weather here is beautiful. 70s and 80s. I don't miss them brutal winters up there in Massachusetts, that's for sure. I know it was you, Chris, just by you saying hola. Where have you been? I haven't seen you for a while. Bradley, have you heard from our guest?
No, I haven't. He's been abducted, I believe. Yes, you heard it here first on Out of the Box. Our guest has been abducted.
Uh-huh. So I guess he's not here for reasons beyond his control, is it?
Yes, unfortunately, yeah. Yes, it happens. Like he's struggling the link. He's struggling with the link actually. So like, yeah. So it's just me and you and our
Darby Sock
viewers
liked and shared. Thank you, Darby. Oh, Chris is at work. Wow, she's going to be 40 years old tomorrow. I'll have to remember to wish you happy birthday there, Chris Joan Marie. Chris is going to be reaching the 4-0, and this year I'm going to be reaching the big 7-0. I'll be 70 in September.
In September?
Yep.
I'm 58 this year. You're old enough to be my dad. Yeah, I'm the daddy.
Highly Evolved Love says, well, I just did my good deed. I donated $20 to Jim McFarland. That's all I can do right now. Yeah, that's nice of
yeah.
you, Chris.
Click on the link.
I mean,
Click on the link.
You got me?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice of
click
you
on
there,
the link,
Chris.
Robert.
I donated as well.
I don't know.
For
The
what
link's
he
there,
calls.
Robert, but like, I don't know what to suggest.
Where is he sending it to?
It would follow the link. Copy and paste the link into your Google Chrome browser.
Oh my God, I don't know why this thing is just not going. Let me see again. Out of the box here.
Yeah, copy and paste the link into the Google Chrome search engine at the top.
Chrome, okay.
Yeah, do that. Okay. Good luck with that, Robert. Sorry about that, everybody. Our guest is trying to get into the show.
Well, I mean, I don't understand how he doesn't see the link. It was sent to him, right?
I don't think the link is responding to him, actually.
Well, it's a live link. I don't know why you can't just click on it.
No, not really. Mm-hmm. Well. So, Jim Andre is in the house with Bradley Powers, and we have quite a lot of people joining us in the forum. Thank you for joining us, everyone. What shall we talk about today? We was going to talk to our guest about paranormal phenomena. However, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And now we've lost Jim. I'm all on my own. Oh my God. What the? Anybody want to talk about anything? Paranormal phenomena. Highly evolved, that's Christopher Shearer, says, I am a charitable and generous man. When I have the provisions to do so, I always help, especially when I am allowed to be my authentic self. I'm a good person and I always respect everyone until, well, I get attacked for being good to people. That's not an embarrassment, it's a strength. And only embarrassment is the person with a problem with that. And I agree with that. That's right. See, how people react, how people act is a reflection of the true self, how they act to others, you know? Very good point, Christopher. Like when someone leaves the room and people start talking to you about that person or gossiping about that person, chances are when you leave the room, they will gossip about you too. Exactly. That's right. And that's the way it goes. Empaths attract narcissists. It's just the way it is. Gossip is an evil act. Absolutely. What the is that? Oh my God. So I didn't realise there was another device in there. Jim, come back. I'm all on my own. I've just interviewed our guest, previewed our guest, and now he's not here. So, what should we talk about? Paranormal phenomena, extraterrestrial spirituality, religion. Hi there, David Daly. Thank you for joining us. Jim has left me in the lurch. I don't know where this show's not looking very good, is it? Really? Well, I don't know what to talk about, really. We can talk about my tailor. Yes, I have a tailor. No, you don't want to talk about my tailor. Okay. Let's talk about ETs. Oh, that's Vic. Hi there, Vic. ETs, yeah. What about ETs? What about extraterrestrials? Are they good? Are they bad? But there's good and bad in all extraterrestrials. Tall greys are malevolent. Hi there, Stuart. yeah, everything's all right actually. Well, no, everything's not all right actually. We're doing a show, and our guest is not able to join the studio.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just ringing on the behalf of Tia. He's asking if you could possibly get gifts to give gifts to give him a ring.
Okay.
Or should I tell him you're in the middle of a show?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I
Right,
can't.
that's the reason so she can't ring out. No
Yeah.
problem.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Stuart. Oh, sorry about that. That has nothing to do with extraterrestrials at all, apart from the fact that the device I used was probably came from reverse engineering, which come from a flying saucer, like from the Roswell crash, for example. That's very feasible, you know, that the technology we use today come from the Roswell crash and other crashes as well. Why do flying saucers crash? Well, that's a good question. It's just so advanced, you'd think they'd know how to steer a flying saucer without crashing. Well, the reason why they crash is because directed energy weapons have the ability to bring down that flying saucer, believe it or not. Well, that's the way I see it.
Sorry about that. I got distracted there for a minute.
Well, you're back.
Yeah.
Oh.
The reason why flying saucers crash is because they can. Another probable reason is because nothing in this dimension is perfect.
And
nothing
some
is
flying
guaranteed.
saucers
Nothing is guaranteed.
Some flying saucers are not flying with their L plates on. Yes, David Daly said if it's something to do with radar, they crash. Radar is like detects the unseen. Oh, what's this? Is that guest here?
Wow, we got him. Okay.
Whoop whoop. Hey.
There he is. Hi, Robert.
Hi there, Robert.
Hi.
Well done.
Hi, how are you?
Glad you can make it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to introduce Robert LaVenture. He is our guest.
Everybody.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Robert.
Okay, now we're going to be showing some pictures, Bradley.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll put them in your messenger inbox, your private messenger inbox, Jim. You've got 6 to actually show. If Jim actually presents the images on the screen, if you could actually give a commentary about each image, Robert, that'd be great.
I mean, as far as I can, yes. I mean, a lot of these things are of the unknown, you know, but I'll do the best I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be 60 seconds. There you go. Yeah, I'm using them at the moment. Yo, right, I'm ready to boogie. Yeah, so let's start sharing the show.
Okay, here's one picture here.
Okay.
Oh yes.
What are we looking at here?
That's just something that it came up on my believe it or not, I was looking out into my driveway and it mysteriously, I mean, near this interdimensional portal, I believe that's what it is, where these entities are coming in, and it just appeared there, and I snapped a shot of it. I don't know what it is, you know, supposed to represent, but I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I can't make heads or tails out of it. It does look like a grotesque face there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Well, let me tell you. I'll tell you a little story about this image. This image is actually Bagul. Okay, one of my colleagues actually recognised this spiritual entity as Bagul. 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 is how you say it. And the girl actually eats the souls of children. Okay.
And I've been looking for someone who can tell me exactly who these entities are who I'm dealing with. I mean, that's very interesting.
And what is this one here?
Okay, this one here, if you zoom in on those.
No, I can't. I have no way of zooming in though.
Okay. Those are lights that appeared also at my wall at my house. There's no rhyme or reason as to why they appeared there, but it's the colors were not these colors. There was nothing like that. I have no idea where these colors came from or anything else, but I took a picture and I said these things are they appear in very many shapes and colors. If you zoom in on it somehow, especially over the blue portion of it, you'll see there are entities in it, and it's right near my interdimensional portal. Right below that light to the right, the orange light, you'll see other things that are on my wall that just appeared there as well. I mean, and
this is outside.
This is right outside of my front yard. I'm not sure if there's some sort of an electromagnetic field or something that allows this to happen, but I have to refer to it as a portal of some kind.
Now, what are we looking at here?
Same thing, same spot. This was a couple of days later. This appeared. I mean, these aren't you can't even pass this off as pixels. You know what I mean? These things are very much there, and I'm actually only providing you right now with still shots of these things, but I actually have these things in action and in motion and moving.
Do you ever get videos or no?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I actually have videos of these things.
Okay, here's another one here.
Yep. And look inside the automobile there in front of you.
Now that's in your driveway. I'm assuming.
That's right in my driveway. Yep. You can see right to on the passenger side. In the passenger side, it appears to be a female, and it appears to be some sort of an alien. I'd say, and she has another one right next to her on her left, near her left-hand shoulder. It appears to look like some sort of an extraterrestrial as well.
Now was the car unoccupied at the time of the picture?
The car is unoccupied. That's correct. And that light going across is from that light post that I have out in front that I believe is the entry point for these beings.
In other words, that's the portal that they travel through.
That's correct. I mean, and there's look at that.
Yeah.
I zoomed in that's clearly. I mean, I have to say that looks something like almost looks like an incubation type apparatus going right there, right? Or some sort of a pod for producing beings. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what it is they're trying to show me here, but I mean that's anatomically correct as well. I mean, you've got everything there, and that's not human.
Highly evolved love says they look like crystalline and etherical beings. And the portals are open right now till 2070.
Wow. Yeah, I have unlimited. I have unlimited amounts of these beings that come through. I mean, they, people say, "Oh, well, that's an interesting picture." I say, "Well, I can get that every day, all day, any time of day. Actually, doesn't matter what day, what time of day. My camera's picking up."
David Daly says, "Great pics, thanks."
Yeah, anytime.
And I'm sure you've got many more.
I've got plenty more, and like I said, I've got
more.
I've got these beings on video as well.
Well, we like to see a video one of these days. I should be able to put one of them up as well as pictures. So,
Oh, could you?
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I'd love to.
Yeah, so Robert LaVenture is actually a registered nurse. He's been a registered nurse since 1996, which shows that he's actually credible with what he's presenting, which is extraterrestrials, spiritual entities, paranormal phenomena.
Yeah. This is true. I'm a scientific person. I like to rule everything else out before I make any kind of determination, or before I would present any kind of photograph or video to anybody. I would, of course, rule out any outside distortions or anything like that. Make sure it's not a shadow. Make sure there's no cars. Make sure there's no noise. I always
Right.
rule all else out before I present a picture.
Now, how did you get into this? How did this transpire?
I've always had an ability to, contact spirits, and it was the alien thing happened, and the portal thing all started about 2 years ago, when I was actually just trying to impress my girlfriend, and I told her, I said, I will. I said I will try to contact. Because she talked about CE5 and the close encounters.
Right.
I had not heard of it or what it was. She says,
Yeah, that's
wow,
that's with Stephen Greer there. He does some
that's
SETI
correct.
excursions or whatever. Yeah.
That's correct. And I said, and I tried to impress her. Of course, I said I could do what this guy does. I said, you want to see? And sure enough, we saw a UFO, and I had a certain way. I used a device, and I signaled it, and I used a little bit of. I attempted telepathy. I mean, I do have a bit of an ESP, and I literally contacted, and I told her I'd land it right on her front lawn, and here it is. This portal opened up, and it's been nonstop ever since.
And a Facebook user is saying, and they're obviously shapeshifters.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. They are shapeshifting, and I mean all varieties and species of these interdimensionals that have been coming in a steady flow. The
It's all very
is
interesting.
absolutely they
I'm
shapeshift
wondering.
right in
I'm
front of you.
wondering. I'm wondering what the message is, though, or what the connection is, or is there any information that they're trying to?
I'm suspicious. You know what, Jim? I actually think that they're. I almost think they're time. Some of these are time travelers. I mean, it seems that with this portal, I'm not just getting spirits. I'm not just getting. I'm getting things, aliens. I'm getting spirits, and it appears to be very crowded too. If you zoom in on some of these pictures, and actually, if you turn them upside down, or any of the four directions,
Yeah,
you'll
reposition them. Yeah.
yeah. Have you done that? Flipped them. If you flip them all four directions, you'll see a completely different image, and every one of them is it's quite compelling.
Yes.
I wouldn't know who to go to with this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I said, where do I go? I said, this is very interesting. Who do I talk to about? Who do I discuss this with? You know what I mean?
One Facebook user is asking, do you just have one porthole or many portholes around your house?
It's happened at my old residence, and it's happened at my new residence now, and one other place where there's 3 places where I've summoned them, and all 3 have valid portals, and all 3 places have different species. They have different beings that appear. I've even gone into cemetery. I went into a cemetery, and I was watching orbs and what appeared to be goblins approaching the portal that I had produced there. I mean, and I said, do I produce these by summoning them there? I don't know, but if I go back to the same spot, they're there as well. They're still there.
Facebook user saying, so they're following you.
This is what some people believe.
Yeah.
But does it happen just nonchalantly, or do you have to will it to happen.
I have to will it to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Now it happens. It's just automatic. It's like I know they're there, and I can actually, I point my camera right at them. I mean, and there they are. You know, and like I said, it's not the same ones over and over again. It's different. They're different every time. I mean, I could throw up probably right now, 15 to 20 different species. If I pull through my photo album, I mean, I've got some very well developed photographs of them.
It would be fair to say that Robert LaVenture is a medium because he does attract a lot of spiritual entities, extraterrestrials, paranormal phenomena.
There you go,
Has
Bradley.
done
You can read this one off. You can read this one off. Highly Evolved is putting so much information there, it doesn't all fit.
Christopher Shearer is saying this is our ascension time. Once the portals close in 2070, the Earth will go into a fall and be dragged into Phantom or the black hole, since the weather direct system is responsible for our system going into fall. And these are quantic entities come from the Phantom system, which is the upside down basically. And CERN is also responsible for opening high-energy wormholes, tears in the fabric of space-time continuum to jump into other organic living systems. Through these means, they can teleport.
Yeah.
Maybe that would explain why. The fact that you said that they're upside down.
Yeah.
You gotta write the messages a little shorter there, Highly Evolved, so they can fit in one message.
Yes, it's a very good point he's making, though. CERN may be responsible for opening portals, wormholes, tears in the fabric of the cosmos. Very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying they transport into other organic living systems.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen them do anything like eat or anything like that. I always wondered. I said, do these things eat? Well, what do they eat? Well, what do they do? It seems that they observe. If you look at them, it seems that they're just watching. It seems that they just observe. And I'm wondering if they think the same thing about us.
I can barely hear you now, Rob.
Yeah, I wonder if these beings are studying us as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we are being studied. We're being monitored by a variety of extraterrestrials.
Right.
Watchers, if you like.
Chris Shearer says the entire Earth is a giant spaceport now with corn technology.
CERN technology, I mean.
Yeah, CERN. I was wondering what
Cool technology.
is there shapeshifters? They'll always be in different forms.
Yeah, CERN technology.
David Daly says like a zoo planet.
A zoo planet.
Chris Shearer says the entire Earth becomes a spaceport with CERN technology.
And I do have.
That's it, Chris. Blame autocorrect for your mistake.
Yeah, and Robert was saying that he could actually summons these manifestations through meditations, which is quite amazing.
Yes, and that comes from. I had a rough childhood growing up, and I was, I was actually put into a dark room a lot of the time, and I would be able to say that the world is not like this, and it's almost like I was forced to be in a state of meditation, even as a child, and it is rather easy for me.
All right, on that note,
I can black out all environmental stimuli and focus on them if I want to.
All right, on that note, we're gonna take a short break for a commercial. We'll be right back. And we are back.
Super duper. Thank you for advertising, Parafam, Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, so Robert has encountered demons, demonic entities, spiritual entities, extraterrestrial, both malevolent and benevolent. He encountered the porthole 1.5 years ago, although he's been experiencing paranormal phenomena since the age of 5. And like 2 years ago, he encountered reptilians, insectoids, praying mantis beings, greys, loads of UFOs, shape-shifting entities, and even quite a few TR3Bs. And it makes you wonder, to encounter so many TR3Bs, why did he encounter them? And all I can say is maybe they're monitoring the portal. Maybe they're aware there's a portal there. And that's why the TR3Bs are hovering around his location.
Well, it seems as though there's quite a few portals here and there.
Yeah. Yeah. And highly evolved. Chris Shearer says they are from a darker realm. They may feed on your etherical body. Etherical body. And Christopher
Can't hear you. We can't hear you, Robert.
What was that?
we can't hear you, Robert. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does seem that sometimes like my good fortune seems to have dwindled at times. You know, like I've had some bad luck. Just I don't get it. I mean, I never had hard times before. You know, and it seems that ever since I'm seeing these things and I video and I tape them and I, you know, she says they know that you're doing that and they're messing with you, you know, and I didn't know whether to believe that or not. That's why I've been dying for the right people to talk to find out whether or not these things are malevolent or, you know.
Well, I do believe that the more you dabble with it, the more the probability arises that, you know, that is possible.
I have suggested that Robert connects with MUFON, Jim. MUFON would be a good bet. And also Dedrick Hilton. I've sent him the link to Dedrick Hilton's profile. He might be able to help Robert as well. Yeah.
Well, you know, Dedrick's been very busy. I mean, he's been supposedly, you know, wanting to help me out for the last 3 months, which is advanced with no advance whatsoever. So I don't know.
Wow.
One can only but try.
I would love the right people to speak to about this. Like I'm very surprised that was identified as Bagul that was in that photograph. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is actually. It shows the variety, the diverse variety of conscious-minded entities, beings that you are encountering. Amazing. Cosmopolitan, metropolitan, interdimensional, multidimensional.
Yeah, and it's just not just aliens or ETs. It's, I mean, like I said, it's spirits as well. You know,
Facebook users saying they do that. They mess with you when you film them. You can tell
Really?
you that from experience.
Really. It's almost as if something is pulling levers out there, you know, to
No,
give you a hard time almost.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Lisa here. She said MUFON didn't do crap for me when I reached out about any incidents that may have occurred in Florida in 1967 to 1968.
Wow. I have to say, the MUFON contact who I attempted to communicate with, he had other things to do. You know.
Yeah, it seems like they're overwhelmingly busy and they can never really, you know, nothing really.
I said, guys, I got some real deal stuff here. I got you know, like I said, he was too busy with his other job.
It's like they jerk you around, you know. They don't have time, or you know, it never seems to come to fruition.
Right. Well, I say, if you guys are really this interested, I got some stuff that's pretty compelling here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, he
Well, who
looked.
knows?
The
Who
one guy I
knows?
spoke to him, and he said, "Oh my," he looked at it, and it seemed like he was almost nervous or something
Yeah,
about it.
who knows? MUFON may be part of a government program. I mean, they're so big they could be run by the government, right? To make it look like, oh yeah, they want to find out, but
They
yet never
don't want to
lead.
know.
Yeah, right.
That was the impression
Never
I got.
lead
I
anybody.
said, do they really want to know? Because if they
Yeah,
really
never
want to
lead
know, I got a
anybody.
boatload for them.
Never lead anybody in the right direction, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Just
And
to
like
play
I
with your
said,
brain.
I hear from Bradley. He was able to identify one of them. He was.
Yeah, just to hear, just to play with your brain, to confuse you more than what you are already.
Yeah, make it's yeah.
Just like the mainstream news media.
Well,
Yeah,
each one of those images has a story to share. Like Bagul has a story to share. It exposes children, and then once he's at the soul of the child, he will actually enter the child's body and cause the child to actually create harm to those around him.
Wow. There might be
Yeah,
some
and that's just
significance to
one.
that.
Facebook users asking, are you scared by them? Maybe they're feeding off your fear if you're scared of them.
I'm absolutely
Yeah,
not. I'm absolutely not afraid of them. I'm numb to them. That's why I'm able to stand right there and I video them. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of them, but I realize that we're not alone. I know they're around me all the time, and it's just part of the scenery at this point. I mean, I've seen things that would give people nightmares. Probably, they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Maybe that's me. Maybe that's why. Like I said, I have video. I have video of these things, and as they observe us, I observe them.
Well, when you come on a future show, we'll set up some of them videos.
Oh, I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
And the praying mantis beings, I wouldn't say they were malevolent. I would say they're more benevolent. They wish to enhance the lives of mankind, to actually wash over us. They are overlords of the Akashic Records Library. They're about 15 foot tall. They like click. That's how they communicate with each other. They can read your thoughts before you even think them.
I've actually heard clicking and chirping almost.
Yeah.
At off seasons, I mean, you don't hear crickets. You don't hear cricket types noises come out this time of year.
Right.
So that has happened. Actually, yes. And literally,
yeah. So you must have some sound along with the video, right? Audio with the video.
I do. I absolutely do. You know what? And it's particularly hard, like a hard cricket, like and you can actually see. I actually have a video of one. You can actually see its vocal cords moving as it's clicking. There was one near the bush, in between the bush and my house. I was able to actually get a good shot of it, and you can actually see it leaning forward, and you could see its throat, and you could actually hear the chirping come from it, and it was putting emphasis on it, and it was an extended chirp.
Yeah.
Yes, a vibration. Yep.
Yeah. And the greys, you've encountered greys, Robert, tall and short greys?
Both.
Yep,
I've got them on video, and you know what? The short ones, it seems like there's a ton of them. Like there's a lot of them. Every individual, like tall one, that seem to be in individuals, but the short ones seem to be in crowds all the time.
Yeah, Facebook users saying greys chirp like birds when they're communicating with one another.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. No kidding. I've actually also seen other ones with, and these have been consistent. Like I've had the species of these ETs change. Like there's ones that literally look like ET, like Steven Spielberg's ET. Like I have ones that look like that, and then I've had other ones, reptilians. I've had insectoids, but I've had these other ones that have been consistent, and these are the ones that are literally green, and they have large heads. I forgot what they call them.
Are they tall?
Tau something?
Are they tall or short?
They're short, and they have big brains. Like they look like they have big brains, and they have almost very human-like faces underneath the big brain. And these guys are green. I could send you guys some photographs of them. I mean, and it's very unusual how they do. They have very human-like faces. Like their eyes are not enlarged like the Greys are. Or the other ETs. These ones have almost human-like faces.
Well, on a future show, we'll set up whatever pictures and videos that you want to show ahead of time. We'll prepare for that.
Absolutely.
And we're not allowed to mention any viruses or diseases. However, you have interacted with them regarding certain subjects that we're not allowed to discuss on this show.
Right.
Yeah.
They were not. Yeah. They tampering. Right. It's almost like they thought that people were tampering, and it was actually shortly after a vaccination. And that was a message that I caught. From no words were said, but it was like I said, they kind of just look at you and
like telepathic.
You know what they're saying. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they'll tilt their head at you like that, but that telepathically, correct.
Yeah.
And that was exactly the way I summoned them too. I mean, I hit them with something to get their attention, and when I got their attention, I did use telepathy to initiate all contact that I've had with them. I mean, and like I said, it hasn't stopped since then.
Can you turn it off if you want to?
If I turn off all, you know what? I still see. I can still see dark matter, dark energy. I can see it's like a blur almost. That it'll be something somebody would rub their eye and keep walking. But if you stop and look at it, and if you have the ability to see them, it's isolated in my field of view. It'll be an isolated spot, and literally, but if I take off, I won't be able to see it clearly. It'll look like a blur. But if I take my phone to it, or if I take a camera and I take a picture of it, they appear. I can actually capture it on film, which makes me feel that they cloak. These beings can cloak themselves.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cloaking.
Yeah, and if you edit it, and you can find them.
Someone's asking you, have you ever considered getting some help with closing the portals to stop them from coming and going?
That is so funny you said that, because I've my girlfriend, because she said that she feels that they could be causing me bad luck. Is there any way you can shut it off now? And I said, I don't know how. No, I don't know how to.
So in other words, you were saying before that you
I can open them, I can't shut them.
Yeah, you can initiate it, but you can't turn it off either, right?
And yes, Christopher Shearer says Aleister Crowley opened one big portal and it's still open today. That's very true. Actually, what happened was he went around opening about 10 to 12 portals and they left them open. And Dennis Wheatley, who is a writer and novelist of satanic books, said to Aleister Crowley, "You're the most evil man in Britain." And furthermore, Aleister Crowley actually clumsily went to close a portal and caused a gash in the cosmos, and the gash in the cosmos is still there today. And from what we understand, negative energies do actually come through that gash in the cosmos.
Wow.
Caused by Aleister Crowley.
I probably got myself. I stepped in something a little bit too deep, And like I said, with some of these beings, I was actually going to contact a friend of mine who's a clergyman. I mean, he's a priest, a Roman Catholic priest, and I was going to see if he could identify some of these things that, whether or not these are ETs or they are demons, But there are things that are traveling through here. That's for sure.
Well, it's possible that maybe some ETs are demons. We don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. And
like I said,
I
have overwhelming. I have date stamped, time stamped. I mean, I have videos. I mean, I have things that are over an overabundant amount of data and footage. I mean, anytime, I'd be willing to present anytime. And it's as far as scientists are concerned, I can replicate it but it won't come out the same species. It'll come out different, but I can locate it. I can produce it again and again and again, any time of day. I mean, I was going to open up a YouTube channel and just put my camera right on it.
I was gonna ask, is it more active at night or during the day, or it don't matter?
It doesn't matter. Nope.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the weather. It doesn't matter with the time of day. Nothing. No. It's I have activity all the time. Sometimes it spikes. I have to say, sometimes it spikes. Like you'll see shape shifting. You'll see these things sprout right out in front of you. I mean, they come right out of this portal right in front of you.
Does it ever seem overwhelming at any given time?
I'll stop observing if it does.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, my girlfriend, she gets overwhelmed. I'm more interested. Way, she says that, by consuming yourself with it, you're going to bring bad luck. That's her thing, and she tells me to stop, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you got to see this thing, and I keep coming up with these images and showing her. She goes, oh my God, how many, how many more of these things are are going to come out? I mean, it kind of scares her.
Now, is this visible only through your camera lens, or can you see it with your naked eye?
I can see it with my naked eye if I were to literally look through. Okay, say I use like a mirror and I use a pane of glass or two, and I look through a lens. I don't need
something to filter it. Yeah, something to filter it.
Yep, I can see it, but I can see that dark matter, that dark energy, the hazy looking thing. And I have to say, if anybody ever says that they can get a clear picture, a clear, crisp, they're full of BS. You know why? Because these things know how to cloak, and they don't necessarily want to be seen by us. I feel I'm gifted as far as being able to locate them and capture them on film. But I mean, and for somebody else to see it, I mean, you're going to have people out there that are going to say, no matter what you show them, they'll say, oh, I don't see anything. It's amazing how the human mind is programmed, to not see things, and I've been cleared psychiatrically. You know what I mean? I've been cleared psychiatrically. I've been, you know what the psychiatrist said? She says, just don't tell anyone. Basically, don't tell anyone about it. I said, why? Why not tell them? I said, well, because I've showed her my footage, and she says, wow, I wowed her. She couldn't deny it. She couldn't deny. I showed her craft that are flying. I've showed her videos of these things moving and moving about, and I've showed her various. I showed her various things, and she says, well, because I had to be evaluated, of course. My one employer says, I think you need to be, you need to be evaluated. I say, okay, I'll get evaluated. Just, and I said, doctor, you're a medical doctor, correct? And so she cleared me with flying colors. Said, I am blessed with a high IQ as well. She says that just don't tell anybody. Basically, that was her message. And I said, you can't deny that as a scientific person, being a medical doctor, you have to admit that these things are visible to you, right? I said, so if somebody were to approach you and say, how did you clear this guy? What would you say? I mean, she says, just don't tell anybody, and just don't share with, don't tell anybody. I'm like, why don't tell? It does. It makes me feel that there's some sort of an effort to cover things up. I mean, I used to walk. I mean, I've dealt with mental health patients. I mean, I've been a nurse for over almost 27 years now, and I've walked by people that say they see these things. You know what I mean? Like, true blue, mentally ill people. And now, when these things start coming about and I'm actually able to produce, like I said, date stamped, time stamped, location stamped, concrete footage that can be reproduced, I say, well, maybe some of those people weren't all that, maybe they weren't kidding me, maybe they weren't pulling my leg, I'm convinced, like I said, and I, as a person who, I have a degree in science, I rule out all other possibilities before I make, you know, an objective determination.
Yeah, in other words, any type of interference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're anything, wind, trees blowing, shadows, anything. I want to make sure everything's out before I produce any of these images that I present to you guys. These are things that I've said there's no other explanation, you know.
Yeah.
Besides that, we're not alone. That's all.
Yeah. Well, Mooshan is my advice, and Dedrick Hilton is my other advice. I've sent you the links to Dedrick Hilton. We're coming to the end of the show.
Him and I could have a great conversation, especially if I produce, especially with the stuff I could dump on his lap. I mean, I have over 5,000 images. I've shown you guys not even a speck of a piece of dust of what I got.
Yeah, I believe you as well, actually.
And this has been going on for a couple of years now. Like I said, I've always had the ability to contact, you know, spirits, you know, but never tried it on ETs, or, you know, I never even considered doing an extraterrestrial or, you know, or UFO. And I never tried to contact them before. And, you know, it was up until that moment that when I did, I said, this is far easier. You know, it was far easier to contact ETs than it was spirits. But now now it's like I've opened up
Lisa Ayo says she's been a nurse for over 30 years and she agrees with you.
Thank you.
Christopher Shearer says, I'd like to have you on my show too. How interesting is your waking story?
I'd love to sit down with somebody and really go through, they can go through some of my things that I have. I mean, we can go through some of the more compelling bits of evidence that I have. I mean, like I said, I've got video footage of these things. You can't get much more real than that. I don't know. I mean, you've seen. I mean, I've got them right down to the pupils of their eyes. I mean, you know, I've got their teeth. I've got their jaws. I've got their anatomical structures. I've got I've got things with 7 fingers. I've got things with 4 fingers. You know, I've got different.
Facebook users saying when you contact spirits, ETs usually follow.
They do. And you know something, I have a suspicion that a lot of the hauntings that people see are actually ETs. I think a lot of these things are ETs instead of spirits. They might, you know, like I said, I think they travel along the same dimensions.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are coming near to the end of the hour, Robert, and I'd like to thank you for coming on the show, sharing your experiences, allowing us to show your photographs. Christopher Shearer, if you would like Robert LaVenture on your show, please send me a message and I'll send you the link to his profile. Okay?
I'd love to be there.
Okay.
Yes, Chris was also asking, what about things attached to loved ones? How do we cast those away?
Listen, I would love to be able to open and close these portals. I mean, at will, but like I said, I can open them. I just can't close them. So I got to be careful how many what I do. This is my girlfriend. She told me to, she says, "Oh, don't go opening them up all over the places." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm sure at some point in time it could become overwhelming, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, Robert LaVenture. Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for your contributions towards this show.
Yes, and I'll keep sending you some images and videos.
Yeah, on the next show, we'll put up some more pictures and some videos.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got I've got them pretty much in the flesh. I've got pictures like in the flesh, not none of those BS ones that you see on some of those sci-fi things. I'm talking real deal.
Right. Yeah, sounds good. So we'll schedule that on a future show, and we'll be all set. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Okay.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.